Hello, hello. All right,
Hi.
yeah, it looks like it's working.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, how's your week?
Good. Oh yeah, it's Friday, which is nice. It's been very busy. Yeah, I'm used to work being perma busy now.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's like this week was an easier week than the last few weeks just because it's like a lull for some of our we host a lot of events now because our building is so cool.
Just so
And
cool.
then hmm?
Sorry. Our building is just so cool. It's
It
just so
is so
fantastic.
cool. I can literally talk about it for an hour. Um, but yeah, and then I had lots of Killer Queen this week. Um, Spent some time with Julie. We had like a little girl day
Mm-hmm.
and played some pinball. Yeah, did a little bit of everything this week. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm still getting
That's
that
totally fine.
corrected, but like we're almost there, you know what
I can keep talking.
I mean? Had a good week. Um, Uh, yeah, I forwarded it on to you. So like um, made some TikToks about how my dog had to get surgery after um, getting hit by a car, and the car pet insurance didn't cover anything at all. So I made a TikTok about how ridiculous it was, and now FIGO Pet Insurance is following me.
Makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not the situation, but the fact that they're following you. I watched them last night. I don't open TikTok very often these days.
Hmm.
I'm getting back into it, but they popped up. It was when I couldn't sleep, which of course, like the right thing to do when you can't sleep is open up TikTok and watch your friend's videos about how his dog got hit by a car, and the insurance company is saying that it's pre-existing condition. It's
Right.
just like a I mean, everyone knows that insurance is awful to work with anyway, and I'm particularly suspicious of any pet insurance, but it's just a new level of low, and it's shameful.
Yeah, and like that is the one situation that I
Yeah.
got the insurance for, pretty much. Right?
Yeah.
Like that is like the one situation of like, oh, I couldn't expect this in any way, and this is the reason why um I wanted protection or whatever, is
Right.
because of something that you can't foresee or what have you. Um, it was encouraging to call the um, insurance commissioner's office a second time here. At first, they were like, "Well, when you sign a contract, you have to read it, blah blah blah." But then,
You should have done the exam.
then I like looked at it deeper, and I took a um, closer look, and it essentially was like it describes um, different examples of what an accident looks like. Obviously, it doesn't cover every type of example for an accident, but like getting hit by a car, fractures, things like that. And it does say like, oh, if you have an orthopedic accident, that might be different, and that might not be covered within the first 6 months or what have you. But they don't give any examples of what an orthopedic accident
Yeah, I
means.
can't think of what that means. Is that like you trip because like when I run and my ankles hurt because
Hmm.
I don't take care of my body, and then you
Same.
trip. Maybe that's an orthopedic accident because it was your bones giving out. Not that you're gonna know that with your dog,
Right.
but
And it
and
definitely,
also car
yeah.
didn't affect tripping. She didn't trip into the car.
Well, I mean, I guess that's one thing I don't know. Maybe she was running and then like she tripped into it at the last second rather
Mm-hmm.
than, yeah, that is true. There could be a trip involved, but no, like it was where they didn't actually explain that, hey, the way that we're describing that an accident can totally mean your dog gets hit by a car, they didn't clearly explain an orthopedic accident is the exact same thing, but just their bones happen to be injured from the accident. You know what I mean?
It's just, yeah.
Like there,
I,
and so the discussion with the person from the state was like, yeah, if it's too, if there's just no way that you could have known what to expect, yeah, definitely file a complaint.
from your dog getting hit by a car.
No, like there's no way that I could have expected that, um, because they described what an accident is, and they did not describe somewhere else that an orthopedic accident means the exact
Okay.
same thing as an accident, but just involves bones, muscles, what have you.
Yes.
Um, oh, there may be a guest host here as well soon. Lindsay just came in.
Yay.
Yep. Uh,
Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if that
she
works.
says hi. Um, but yeah, no. So no, the real question is, what content should I be making, knowing that FIGO Pet Insurance is watching me, and
Oh, that.
what what level of troll, not troll, actually try to put pressure on them, just have as much fun with it as I can. That those are
Mm-hmm.
the real questions now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah, because I agree. It does need to be, there needs to be some amount of um I don't know, lightheartedness doesn't feel like quite the right vibe.
Hmm.
But it can't be too just angry because first of all, it's not engaging anyway. But
No.
it can't be too funny either because you expect action.
Right.
Um I I think that semantics is something you can play around a lot with semantics.
Hmm.
Um but that's the closest I can get. I know that you said, you don't want to be petty, and what
I
level of passive
don't.
aggressive is is going to get anything done.
Hmm.
Maybe I guess you can't see. Can you see who else they follow on TikTok?
Yeah. You know what? Let's do that.
Because it's a little weird that they're following you.
Right.
Or like who else are they following? Who else maybe is having a similar problem?
Um, no, and that's part of the thing here too. If I go, let's pull them up because they only follow 85, 83.
That's easy
Oh,
to
can I
prune.
not click on that from
I don't.
here? Okay.
Oh,
Hold on one sec.
I can do this too. I realize I have my phone with me.
Hi, hello. All right, it is a cold, cold, blistery, sleety Thursday in Minnesota, so we're gonna try.
Oh, there we go. Love you. All right, I'm throwing this up here. TikTok, adding to
Oh my
OBS.
gosh. Loud.
Hold
Just
on one
like
second.
immediately TikTok launched into
Oh,
something
I have
weird.
been given a haul, by the way, that I need to be showing off.
A
So I think
hole?
before we add TikTok, that is the more important thing.
What?
Uh, it's only what you worked and slaved away. Where's
It's just a snack.
it's just a snack.
It's
Okay.
just a snack.
All right. So we are um, taking a little look see. Keto cheese nut and seed trail mix. We
Nice.
also have chipotle lime
Oh, that sounds nice.
and oh, there's two more in here. Oh my goodness. Mediterranean. Oh, a salad topper. Mediterranean style salad topper. So we
What's in
got some
that?
chickpeas. Is there feta in there?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. How do you I guess there are cheeses that you can just do you fry
freeze-dried,
freeze dried? It's freeze dried. Got it. Freeze dried like feta, there's
Cheese that.
lentils, slivered almonds.
That's quite good.
Okay, that's
And
interesting.
then we have birthday cake trail mix as well.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could freeze dry cheese,
Yeah, have you ever
like some of
seen
the more porous.
like at a Starbucks where there is like moon cheese?
Oh, that is just freeze dried.
Mhm.
Okay, I've had some similar stuff. I don't know that I've had that specifically yet, but I think I've had some like similarly processed cheese items. More on the verge of cheese puff. The birthday cake one sounds good.
You know,
So I'm
I'll
in a
have to
sweet
try
mood.
it. Yeah, we got
I've been eating a lot of candy lately.
peanuts. We got those cookie dough bites. Looking good.
Nice. Cookie dough bites are always good. In literally everything.
I'm honestly trying to. Let's just do the full display capture. That may be easiest. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So we got FIGO Pet Insurance. And I am one of the privileged few of. I can't click on here either. Okay. All right. Enough of this
Is
bullshit.
it hidden?
No, I think it's just more that you can only do it on the app, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I can go look, but that
Yeah.
doesn't super help you.
Okay, but yeah. I know they follow a bunch of like just pet accounts and try guys.
And to try, guys.
Right.
That's a fun twist. Well, maybe there's something to explore there.
Yeah, ask the try guys.
Ask the try guys for help. Can
Like
you try to get
what
us?
content do you suggest making? There is also a pet
Yeah.
psychic that they follow.
Do you believe in that kind of thing?
Not really.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
see.
I do believe that there are some
Pet
people that can like
psychologist.
um that can get along with animals a little bit better. And like I'm trying to think of the one example. What's her name? Um, there was like one woman who was autistic or whatever, and then she worked with the cattle industry to make more humane methods of like butchering and things like that
I love that.
because she kind of like just vibed with cows a lot better than most humans do. I don't know. And so like I do believe in like stuff like that of like you kind of get along with animals, but I don't believe in an animal psychic. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. I mean, animal psychology is very different.
Right. But at the same time, that actually leads to a different thing that I was looking at earlier today. I was looking at a TikTok where the guy was talking about um, making decisions based off of data versus off of intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his points was like, oh, my friend and I were both looking at one of these. It was looking at this book about like authoritarianism and things like that. And he was like, his friend noticed that the woman didn't cite any sources or anything. And sometimes you can just write a book essentially off of philosophy and whatever. And so, like, she was
Yeah.
a political philosopher. Um, but I had I had the intuition myself that that sounded like bullshit, and I
Yeah.
looked at Google Books and I was like, oh yeah, there's footnotes all over this. It's just the fact that while they were reading this book, they didn't pay attention to the footnotes.
Oh, that's really funny. So I'm sorry I'm distracted by these. I'm looking at who they're following. Most of it is pet people who have, like their whole content is the fact that they have a cute pet.
Yeah,
And then there's very few just average day Joes like you.
right.
Um,
There's
I find this,
Ryanair.
I'm looking
The
at,
air the yeah, and
there's
also
really just a couple
Bed
normal
Bath and
people.
Beyond.
Yeah. It seems kind of weird. I wonder, I mean, did they even like look at your videos?
I don't know if they look. I don't know if they looked at the any videos beyond just what I tagged them in. Probably not.
Should I be surprised I'm looking through this person's video and it's like 8 years with my best friend, and I really thought it was going to be a dog, but it was a human? Like a guy? Weird. Um, yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe that would do
Like, was it
something,
just
but
like literally friendship, or was it
I was like, it was
like
a
a
relationship
relationship? You know what I mean?
post. Yeah, yeah, it was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of this is a lot of random pet content.
Hmm.
It's too odd. It's too odd that they're following you. They have over 9,000 followers, right? It
Yeah.
just seems weird.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that like whatever marketing person was like, oh, we need to follow someone who's complaining.
What if you do something like a Try Guys episode, but it is about orthopedic accidents? I don't
And
know how.
you were right about something earlier where like it is so difficult to not become extremely petty. It is
Yeah.
so difficult to make any content about this and not
Mm-hmm.
either be like, woe is me, I'm the victim,
Yeah.
or I'm the most petty person ever.
Yeah.
Even though it is like, hey,
It's so
you owe me money. Pay me
yeah.
pay me what you owe me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why I think doing something that's like slightly abstract and not really addressing, I don't know, I think I have not seen a lot of Try Guys. I feel a little bad admitting that. I've seen a little bit with Haley. They are really funny and they do a lot of fun things. I wonder if the best course of action would be to somehow like mimic a Try Guys episode and like state the problem at the beginning and then have everything like tangentially related. I don't know how you incorporate accidents into that, but I think there's something there. You don't like it?
No, I don't know. I don't. I feel like the Try Guys are not actually related to what's going on,
Oh,
and they just happen to be someone that they're following. Which, if there is a way to get that connection, but like, don't force it. I don't know.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna brainstorm on it. I do think that yeah, there's a level of like address the problem and then, I don't know, put it into context in a way that maybe is funny, but also like makes you think.
Yeah.
And not much more angry than that, because, you know, you're just screaming. No, they're not going to help you.
No.
Not that you would just sit there and scream, but I'm dealing with a personal situation right now where someone is upset about ways they've been treated, or the way they perceive that they've been treated.
Yeah.
And it's really evident that they've just made up their mind about how it is, and they keep hammering against any feedback, just not listening. You know, like maybe what you're experiencing is not, you know, what people intended to relay. This is maybe why they were behaving that way. I understand how you can misinterpret it. And it's like, when you scream too much, it's like, then I give up, you know?
Yeah.
I want to help you, but, you know, you can't shove your head into a brick wall trying to help someone who's just angry. So yeah, definitely removing a layer of anger. You don't have a lot of anger, but I think removing the anger.
I knew it. I knew Matt Wu was going to finish that with a stench. I was
See
like,
what you're looking at.
oh, can
course
you
he's
not
gonna
see
finish
this?
with-
Oh, I stopped sharing this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's probably for the better.
interrupting
If
you,
I have
but
Killer Queen going on in the background, I won't be able to think about anything.
oh, true. Exactly.
I'm pretty good at having conversations while I watch, but then I'll totally forget what I'm saying.
I was like, Matt was going to find a way to, and like it was the Barry was in, and he stinched it, and I was like,
I love it.
yeah.
I mean, not when I play against him.
No, I still need to play with him. So it's funny how much I'm affected by pre-COVID Killer Queen still, where I still don't know people from San Francisco well, because before COVID they did not stream. And so even though they stream plenty now, I have not caught up yet, even though it's like years later.
Yeah, I mean, and of course we visit each other somewhat frequently, so I know who many of them are. I wouldn't say I know a lot of them well, but I know who most of them are. But they did get an influx of players in like between like the tail end of 2019 and now. And so there's a lot of people who, like, I hear their names a lot, but I'm like, I can't picture who that person is. And there's a few people who I feel bad that I, have met them before for whatever reason, just forgot what they looked like anyway. So a lot of the time with San Francisco, I just have to be like, oh yeah, I hear their name a lot. They're really good. Obviously, I know Matt. We played with Matt at Baltimore Brawl last year.
Oh yeah,
almost a year ago
who
now.
all was on that team?
Heather, Ara.
Did you queen?
No, Matt queened.
Hmm.
Was it also Nathan? I don't remember. And we didn't take a team photo. Well, we took a photo on the cab, but I don't know where it is.
Sure.
Could look for it.
Man, that whole tournament, Nick Monger was like, telling me exactly how I was doing everything wrong, and I was salty at the time, but then I realized after the tournament, even though I took a COVID test Saturday, I had gotten COVID at the event. And so I was playing sick. And so, of course, I was screwing everything up. And he was right about everything. But I was so salty in the moment. I was like, why are you like telling me don't go speed the rest of the tournament, he wasn't like that forward, but like he pretty much was. And I was like,
oh man,
I ended up telling him, I was like, hey, sorry about that.
Aw,
You were actually right.
I know how that is. I don't know. It's sometimes it's difficult to find the lines. Um, you never know. I don't know. In the moment, it's just also exciting. Not that I don't have a ton of speedboard experience, but usually I start out really well on a tournament and then I just get too excited and I'm not using
Mm,
my brain. I'm just like, I can go fast. I can kill the thing if I can just go fast. And
right.
you just keep trying to make the play and it's like people are wising up to you and uh you have to like stop and breathe and readjust.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine if you like accidentally have COVID brain and you're super foggy that,
Oh, I
that
was doing
that might have lost.
absolutely horrid,
Yeah.
and I was like, why? Why? I don't know. Going down to Dallas at the end of the month here.
Oh, do they
Eduardo
have an
was
event?
such
I
a
mean,
sweetheart. Like
yeah.
he, um, we initially talked about a different tournament, and that didn't, that just didn't play out. But he was actually pretty insistent on like following up with me a couple different times to see if I could go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, for this one.
yeah,
Oh, that
yeah.
is
And
nice.
like I was like, I don't know, part of it is like, um, I just recently had to pay for a large vet bill, blah blah blah, and then
Yeah.
like his insistence was like, okay, let me check my miles, blah blah blah.
That
Um,
is so nice.
yeah,
It
yeah,
always feels good.
like him being insistent and like
Yeah.
making sure that um, if I could that I was welcome and everything like that. And I
I'm glad that you
feel
made
like
an
that was
event.
actually a really good gesture from him because for quite a while I have been fairly checked out from KQ,
Mm-hmm.
um, and
Indeed.
that I kind of do need to get back into that.
Mm-hmm. I've been not, I mean, a little bit for Killer Queen. I have been checked out for, I'm like at least 6 to 9 months. Maybe it really might be approaching a year. And and it's one of those, it was like months of me missing every Monday for league games and not going to events and not putting together that I wasn't going. In my mind, I was like, well, I'll just sit out this one. And once you have that space away, it's like it's not that it doesn't feel organic to go back, but it feels different. I think that I know you've been spending a lot of time with yourself recently and like discovering and I was doing some of the same and then I
Hmm.
would I would get to Killer Queen and I'd be around all these people and it's suddenly shifting from I'm inside myself right now
Yeah.
to I'm sharing myself with other people and it's like a different head switch and then add the competitive video game to it. So yeah, I've been taking it a little less seriously these last few months, and I'm ready to get back into it.
Oh
In time for 35, and then I'll say that I'm retiring again.
yeah.
You know, for the fifth year in a row.
I don't know what I'm doing for 35. I have some
Okay, girl.
options, but I don't know. Nothing huge, and so like I don't know.
Hope to see you there. I'm really looking forward to it. Um, it's going to be massive.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah.
And I may even just not play. I may just come.
Yeah. Well, I originally Jen was going to do that as well, but I did see her on the team sheet, so that's fine. We'll still run around and giggle about boys like we always do.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm in one of my role play groups. We're right now we're playing Brindlewood Bay. So it's about they're called murder mavens and we're solving
Mm.
murder mysteries.
Hmm.
And the concept is the characters the players are all in a book club together where they read murder mystery books. And then, suddenly they start having to solve murders because there's just murders happening everywhere. And so Paul is our DM. He won't be at 35 probably. We're applying slight pressure, but probably won't go anywhere. But all 4 of us murder mavens are going to be in Chicago. It was our chance to play together, and I blew it. I made a team right away before realizing like everyone was going to be there. But we are going to spend a lot of time hanging out together, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be the first big national something. I mean, Baltimore Brawl does count, but like I said, that was like a year ago, so
Yeah.
it feels like nationals. Not that, we don't know if that's going to
I mean,
happen this
Chicago
year or not.
always has felt like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. I'm playing with Nathan and Ara, Jason, and Matt Abdu. So.
Who's queening?
Me.
You are queening. That's
Yeah.
good team.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a couple like coordination thought patterns to work out, just between like where, finding with any team composition, there's going to be pressure points that are more important than others. So like, at what point do we need to worry about the snail? At what point do we want to keep pushing berries? All of that. We've got just like a little bit of that to iron out. And then once I return to actually being good at queen again, then I think it will be a very strong team.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It hurts. But
it really is like you do need to train certain muscles.
yeah,
Like literally.
one of a lot of our games went to famine in practice last night, and we were running. I mean, I used to play so many more games without it being a problem. We were running like 2-2-2-2 because of Twilight now, or we were playing 20-minute games or sets, but we hit so many famines, and it was like after I didn't realize I'd played 3 sets in a row because I queened, warriored, queened. And like by the end of that 3rd set, it's just like I think I know what arthritis feels like, because it was like this whole thing was just so stiff, and I was worried that I wouldn't actually be able to like hold my pressure since I single tap. So
ARP KQ squad. Oh, I said like KQ ARP squad with arthritis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should get on a sponsorship pretty early.
Right.
That would help for when we're all in the care home together.
Right.
Oh, man.
Oh. But yeah, I don't know what after Dallas what I should do though, because I I haven't even looked at the team sheet for Chicago. How many teams are already signed up?
Like 40? Or there's a cap, and it's
Yeah,
whatever the cap
yeah.
is.
I'm just going. There's there's no
Oh, yeah.
chance that.
I mean, there's a lot of incomplete teams, but you know how that is.
Yeah.
There is 40 total teams. 2 of those are Chicago reserves. There's quite a few incomplete teams on here.
Okay.
You guys have like more players in the last year. There's players on here from Minneapolis that I feel like I have never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
exciting.
there's definitely some new players. Um,
We have
One
a
team
couple new
that I'm
players.
excited to watch their progress would be some new
Good.
younger women players.
Yeah.
Can't remember who's queening for them.
I imagine it's Claire.
Claire or
Is it
Kay?
not? Or Kay?
Kay's the guy who I told you about the other night, where I was like watching the monitor above the cab as we were
Uh-huh.
waiting to get on, and it was like dusk map, and there's only one barrier left, and I was like, oh, they should have kept soft famine going because blue team was wiped, and they like there's no reason to dunk that berry. And then Kay was just like, but what if they like playing the game? And I was
Oh, that's
like,
right. Read
sweet,
some
sweet child
again.
Kay. Sometimes, sometimes it's not about enjoying the game. It's about winning the game.
Yeah, I've been thinking about my mindset of the game because I definitely Portland, especially pre-pandemic, and I was on Sting Theory for Bumble
Mhm.
Bash 4, and we took the game so seriously. I mean, like practicing 3 to 4 nights a week. Well, practicing, some of those nights were casual nights, but
Right.
um, really, really aggressive practice, and I still enjoy that. And then this year, like after winning the Open last year, I was
Mhm.
like, I am a good queen. I can win things. And I,
Hell yeah.
for the first time in years, was actually like, I consistently was winning both kinds of events at ground control. I mean, I won them a few. I won a few in a row.
Right, right, right.
Um, and so I I was winning a ton of casual games. I was just like winning all the time.
Just
And
constant.
then I went to Chicago, and then Marshall was like, you like tell everyone what to do while they're playing the game, but like, what if that's not what they want to do? And my response was like, well, I'm just telling them what to do to win. And like, there was like a disconnect where I was like, I mean, like it, I never agreed with this before when people said it, but like winning is fun. And and I think that there's like it's a true statement, but there's a limit to how true that is. Because there's
Right,
games, even in the
right.
last mixer we played, we it was it was dusk map, or no, it was day map against Dylan Lee. And I was just like, I'm fucking around. I was like, I don't care that the tournament's on the line. Like I'm flirting with him in the open. And I biffed it. I was so excited to like mess around with Dylan Lee that I just dove into him on the ceiling.
Hell yeah.
But it's like there's limits to winning is fun.
Mhm.
But in general, I'm gonna tell everyone what I think we should do in order to win, and
Right.
I want them to listen to me.
Wi- I would say winning is fun in the fact that like playing well is fun,
Yes. Oh,
which is
it feels
different,
so
which
good.
is
Yeah.
which is different than winning.
Yeah, I like that distinction because that defines it really well. I don't mind losing a game if I was playing out of my mind.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm only salty about losing when it was, egregious tech errors or, you know, like landing on the ledge.
Hmm.
I don't like winning those games either. If I won because
Mm-hmm.
the other queen made a horrible flop, like, that feels bad to me.
Yeah,
Um, Stuff like that, you know. But yeah, that's a good way to put it. Playing well
yeah,
because it's rewarding.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you're gonna go play in a tournament. I can't keep track of the national calendar. I
I
can't keep
can't.
track of my calendar. Like literally Marshall will be like, "Oh yeah, isn't your tournament this Sunday?" And I'll be like, "Oh,
Oh,
I don't know if I even have a team."
yeah,
But I'll try and watch it.
yeah. Hell yeah. All right, it's been 40 minutes. Should we call it? Or should we just keep talking?
We can keep talking. I've got
Okay,
a Yeah, yeah.
okay.
I don't mind going like another 10 minutes.
Sure, sure.
Um, how have you made any progress with your role play stuff?
No, I have not. I mean, I've played around a little bit more with like that image generation, things like that,
Nice.
um, but no, it is a little hard sometimes to like focus in on what needs to get done, and rather than necessarily just like do whatever you kind of want to do in
Yeah.
the moment, almost know what I
Yeah.
mean. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. It's the fact that like I could put that together, but I just have a lot of things that I want to do all at once, all at the same time.
Yeah.
I have been getting back into bullet journaling, and I like wrote down like, okay, well, what are different things that like I kind of want to do a tracker for, and see
Mhm.
if I can like do like, oh, just if I only do a half an hour a day, I can get quite a bit done. And then I end up writing like 7 things. And so I was like, oh, that would be like 3.5 hours every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I want to start exercising again. Um, I want to tap more. I want to watch KQ VODs to get
Right?
back in. I
I can't make
want
time for
to.
any of this. I feel so bad. I was talking with multiple players about like doing reviews for their tournaments, and I'm always like, yeah, I want to do this. And then it's like, well, I'm already really busy.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll have time next week. But then next week comes and it's, even just
No.
my weekly commitments as it is take up,
Hmm.
like 4 nights of my week. And that's not including Marshall or chores or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, it's more like 3 nights. But
And then
um
I say that I don't have time, but then like, what was it? For example, the that TikTok that I was watching about like intuition or whatever. Like I
mhm.
bullshit around for like an hour, like looking at total random stuff uh,
Yeah.
like that.
I mean,
And
if
then
it's
like
taking
I
precious
realized
time,
like,
that's
oh,
valuable.
I spent an hour looking at this,
That's fair. Yeah. I
which
I
is
mean,
like
I've
the
been
most ADHD. I don't know how it took me 35 years to figure that out.
but you have ADHD.
Right.
I know that I do,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't know. I also consider myself maybe like a little more self-aware
Hmm.
about stuff like that. I'm not going to say that I'm more self-aware than the average human, but
Hmm.
like I'm pretty in touch with myself about where my brain is at with
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that. And it's been really interesting to hear you talk about what you've learned about ADHD because, or anyone, frankly, for that matter, Jess mentioned that rejection dysphoria is a thing.
Hmm.
And I was like, whoa. It's things like that where I'm like, there is a reason that I can't take any, I could call it the gifted child thing, which I also have that issue.
Same.
But the like absolute tragedy of disappointing someone or being rejected, like even with Marshall, I'm still nervous to be like, hey, like, do you want to like talk on the phone at whatever such and such time? And it's like, it's my boyfriend and he wants to spend time with me, and if he says no, like I'm gonna feel really bad about it. Like
Yeah.
I've always been that way, and so like learning that there's a connection with the ADHD was kind of huge
Right.
there.
Hmm.
I like making those connections. So your learning has also been my learning.
Yeah, that's
It's been
great.
nice.
Oh, that's great. Um, yeah. I don't know what to say next.
That's fine. Well, I was thinking with the bullet journal, I was because
Hmm.
I have a journal that I've wanted to start. It's like a pre-assembled little thing that kind of guides you. It's like
Mm.
it's not quite like I think the average bullet journal, but it has a lot of bullet journal elements. And I was constructing a morning routine that, first of all, is incompatible with my Killer Queen lifestyle. But I was looking at everything that I want to do in the morning. If I want to wake up, enjoy a cup of tea or coffee while I eat breakfast, do some exercise. Some days I've got to take a shower. And it's like I have to wake up at like 6 a.m. and that's not
Mm-hmm.
No. Mm.
No, exactly like
Just
what I was talking
takes
about, where
time.
it's like, oh, if I set aside a half hour for each of all of these different things, like, oh, that's 3.5 hours
Hmm.
gone.
Yeah, yeah. And and that's why you're supposed to incorporate things slowly and,
Mm-hmm.
one day at a time. So I'm still just trying to wake up in time to walk to work, but I keep biffing that and taking the bus that gets me to work even a little bit late. So I was trying to transition into taking the bus that gets me to work on time, but even then, it's only 10 minutes. And it's only another 10 minutes before that I have to leave to walk to work. So, I don't know, little incremental steps.
Incremental
And
steps.
then forgiving yourself when you fail. It's important.
Um, did I ever show you I think it's called Healthy Gamer. Hold on one sec. Um, have I ever showed you this channel um, where this guy I think he has ADHD actually, but um, he took the long way to become a psychiatrist, um, where like he did poorly in school for a little while, blah blah blah, and
Hmm.
then by applying to do like a really particular program, like a really specific one, Harvard got fewer applicants than positions available, and so that was his in to study at and finish at Harvard. And now,
Wow.
his whole thing um, is focusing on young adults and teenagers who are primarily into gaming and things like that, but like with their mental health and things like that.
Great.
And if you want, I think I might still have the notes from this one. I can't remember, but I looked at the video and I was like, this is essentially 2 hours, and there's no way I can get through all of this. So I actually just took the I took the transcript of it, like
Nice.
chopped it up, put it into ChatGPT, and asked them to what's the name of those questions? Um, like,
Short
do
answer
you
or
ever remember
essay?
in school where like you would be like shown a video some of the time, but you also had like questions that you had to fill out as you were watching so that you would
Yeah.
pay attention. And I
Yeah.
literally did the same thing, and it was so beneficial because
Yeah.
he goes into such a deep dive, like through the whole 2 hours of like, so this is like the four parts of the brain that the actual parts of the brain that are different, and they interact in these different ways. And so
I love
then
that.
like, this is what your childhood probably looks like because of that. This is what your young adulthood, this is what your adulthood usually looks like because of that. And then at the end, he goes through of like, so um, because people don't go into like the deep dive granular look at like what an ADHD brain needs differently, they aren't actually setting themselves up for success. And so it kind of like goes through like 8, 9 bullet points of like, so if your like reward basis or whatever is different, you should be looking at like potentially doing a dopamine detox, which I don't know if that actually works. I need to do more
Yeah.
research, but
I've
that's what
never
he
heard of
suggested.
that, but it sounds interesting.
Right. Or like have if you're very self-conscious about academic and career success, like you should do this type of therapy, or like
Hmm.
if this is the case, you should be doing this type of meditation, like not just even meditation in general. He like got really granular, and it was really beneficial. So if you want that, I could send you the notes on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I may sometime read it. Anyway, I think now would be a good time for me to go.
Sounds like a plan.
Is that you're going?
That is
You're
that
going.
yeah, that is the wrapping up jam. I don't know.
I like it.
Hell yeah. Thanks
This is
so
nice.
much. And this I don't know. I know that just checking in on each other is fantastic, and I also know that I want to be making more content and things like that, just
Yeah.
to like put myself out there more. During the pandemic, I like I don't know, I became too much of a hermit.
Yeah. A lot of people have. Even I'm a little guilty in this way. So this will be good for me too. Um, we should try and do it like if we do a weekend session, maybe not this weekend. Um, uh, but those could be like our goofy sessions.
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, we'll just wing it
We'll just wing
and
it.
be silly and creative. Yeah. I feel like I had something else to say, but I don't remember what it is, so it must not be that important.
No, none of this was important.
All right. Well, I better see if the building is burning down. So,
Hopefully not.
yeah, probably not. Last Friday, I was pretty checked out the second half of the day, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I hope you have
okay.
a good Friday. Dun, 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 dun.
It is Good Friday, isn't it? I feel so bad. I keep forgetting it's Easter.
Yeah.
One of my sisters was definitely like hoping to get together to do something for Easter because she told everyone she has the day off, and I was like,
Mm.
nice. That's it. I don't see any reason to celebrate Easter as full-grown non-Christian adults, though. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you can celebrate those eggs in any way you want.
Yeah, I don't like eggs very much. I'm getting even closer. I'm getting closer and closer to being like vegetarian every day.
You don't say. He, I have no clue how, where those influences are coming from.
Also comes at me from work. And this is a I won't say an
Sure.
attack. Marshall doesn't Marshall doesn't talk about it at all.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
Work talks about it. Yeah,
Work
he
talks
doesn't
about it.
mind. Yeah, he said he made the one comment once, and then he doesn't talk about it. When I stay with him, I obviously eat vegan,
Yeah.
and he'll generally uh like he won't pay for my food if it's not vegan. But I just don't. Yeah, I'm just
Hmm.
enjoying trying it. But yeah, at work, it's a huge sustainability move to eat vegan.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's our thing. I literally I'm not allowed. So for catering, I cannot bring in. It has to be more 50% or more plant-based food. Uh,
Yeah.
and there's lots of people who just like people keep eating the vegan option for fun. So
Yeah.
and I don't know. I like fake cheese more than I like real cheese if it's melted.
Really
I don't know about.
interesting.
I haven't had. I mean, there's like some cheddar slices that I like. I haven't had a lot of like cold cheese that I like, but I'm gonna try experimenting with some of those. But like I also like that there's the vegan cheese that no one likes, but I like it most. It's just like
Okay.
really, really gooey and it's yeah. Anyway. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say, but that also is not going to be important in the end.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Well, we can message each other. Oh, I think there is something I want to talk to you about.
Not on the air?
Not on air.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll reach out with that soon.
Okay.
Okay. I appreciate you. Say hi to Lindsay for me.
I will.
Enjoy those snacks.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.